Hey guys, it's GameWalker100, and we're back for more Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green Part 2, and this is like the third time I'm having to record this, because for some reason the audio is out of sync, but I leveled up Pan a little bit. Pan is level 9, and there's his stats. And what I think it is I've been speeding up a lot, so I'm not going to speed up at all. I'll just cut things out. Okay, new Pokemon. Not new, because we've seen it before, but now we have Pokeballs, so I think this is a better time than any. It's a better time than any to go over the new Pokemon. Okay, starting off with the new Pokemon here, we have Pidgey. A lot of people use Pidgey, and I actually rather like Pidgey. There are some flying types that I like a lot better in this game, and one I'm going to be using in this game that I like quite a bit better. But Pidgey's pretty good. It has some nice bulk, which a lot of flying types don't have. It's kind of the normal flying type Pokemon, but it learns some good attacks. It evolves at similar levels to your starters, so if you like the starters, I guess this fits right in. Next up, we have Rattata, and a lot of people hate Rattata, but I actually kind of like it. Rattata, I wouldn't recommend nearly as much as Pidgey, and I don't recommend Pidgey that much anyway, but I have used Rattata maybe once or twice, and it learns some very good moves. It evolves at a low level. It doesn't have the best stats in the world, and it doesn't have a great ability, except Guts is a very good ability. Runaway isn't, but I don't recommend Rattata, but pick one up if you want for an HM slave. Okay, those are the new Pokemon. They're not that hard to find. There's a 50% chance to find both of them, but I really don't recommend either. I can kind of recommend Pidgey, but not really Rattata. And it looks like all we're finding is Pidgey. But now I'm just gonna say screw you, Pidgey, and run away instead of fighting it. But if we come up here, we're gonna be back in Viridian City. And we can get a free potion right now. It's either a potion or a Pokeball. No, it's a potion because you could get this when you first came here. If you go up here and you go to the Pokeball, you'll get a potion. It's kind of sad that I remember all of this about the game, but yep. If you go down here and come up here, you'll see that old senile man who apparently had his coffee. Well, now I've had my coffee, and that's what I need to get going. What is that red box you have? Ah, so you're working on your Pokedex. Let me give you a word of your advice. Whenever you catch a Pokemon, the Pokedex automatically updates its data. You don't know how to catch a Pokemon? I never said that, actually. I know how to catch a Pokemon. I suppose I better show you. Dude, I know how to, whatever. This guy is actually sourced to one of the probably most famous glitches in video game history. And also, this game has such a noobish tutorial, and you can't skip it. It's pretty awful. But what I really like is in, I believe, only in yellow version. It's either red, blue, and yellow, but I think it's only in yellow. The guy actually doesn't catch the wheel. He's like, oh shoot, I didn't catch the wheel. You better have a better look next time. It wasn't educational. Oh god, this stupid Teachy TV. But, if you want to know more about catching Pokemon, it's best to put a status condition, and we'll talk more about that later, but it's best to put a status condition on it and get it to as low health as possible. And I don't know why I was going to the Pokemon Center, but, yeah. So if we come up here, there are two new Pokemon, but we're discussing the two new Pokemon and their two evolutions in the next route, so I'm just going to skip them for a moment, because this is the entire freaking route. But, if we go into Viridian Forest, well, we're not in Viridian Forest yet, but talk to me. Rattata may be small, but don't underestimate its wicked bite. Have you already caught one? No! And yes, I just didn't do that. But I'm not going to be catching Rattata. Rattata sucks. And here we are in the first dungeon of the game, Viridian Forest. And here we go, new antidote. There are technically 5 new Pokemon, but, I mean, there are technically 3 new Pokemon, but there were 2 new ones over there, but I'm just discussing them now. But I want to catch a Pokemon here, so I'm going to discuss 4 of them in the bios, but until it appears, I'm not going to discuss it. So,
alright, first up on the roster for new Pokemon in Viridian Forest is Caterpie. Caterpie is not the best. It becomes a bug flying type, not very good stats. I cannot recommend this thing really at all. I have used it, and it's not like it's awful, but it's not very good either. If you really want to use it, don't use Metapod, because all it uses is Harden. Just catch it as a Caterpie. But I recommend the next Pokemon a lot more, even though I hardly recommend that one too. Weedle gets a Poison type, which is a little bit better than Bug Flying, and it gets the not very great abilities. I mean, I really can't recommend these Pokemon at all. But if you want to use them, that's fine. But I can use Beetle a little bit more. But the one good thing about Beetle is its name is the Hairy Bug Pokemon. But as I said with Metapod, if you want to use one, use it as a Weedle, please.
There you go. I really can't recommend any of them. But I am going to cut to when I find that Pokemon, and I can't remember if I did this. I really think I did, but I guess I have, like, short-term memory. No, I did it. You can get an antidote there. But, for the Pokeball right here, you can get another potion. Oh! Did you hear that cry? I never realized that. And here is one of the Pokemon. But with that Metapod coming out, I'm going to pause the recording, or cut it, until I find the Pokemon that I'm looking for. And no, it is not Metapod. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, we found the Pokemon.
This is the next Pokemon for my team. It's
Pikachu.
I'm sure some of you saw it coming. But, a lot of people don't like Pikachu, but I kind of like it. Raichu, which is its evolution. I don't want to spoil what it's looked like, but I already spoiled it in the video. Raichu is a very good special attacker, and Pikachu's got some great speed. Now, the reason that Pichu, its pre-evolution, has G and S over it is because this is a first-gen game, and this Pokemon was not out in this game. It came in Gold and Silver, which is the next games, and you never know, I might do those games. But, yeah, Pikachu is very good. It has a great ability, Static. It has great stats, and it learns some very good moves early on. So I really recommend this thing. Pick it up if you have a Bulbasaur like me, or anything.
This is Pikachu. A lot of people don't like Pikachu, but I personally like Raichu, its final evolution. And I know I said I wasn't going to spoil any of the Pokemon's final evolutions, but Pikachu is the only one I'm going to spoil. But I know I like Raichu a lot. It's got a very good special attack stat, and it's very fast. It's one of the fastest Pokemon that you'll find in this game, actually. It's not the fastest, but it's one of the fastest. You can get it very early on. It gets great move. Really? Really? Yes, you don't always catch Pokemon. It has to jiggle 3 times, and then stars have to come out of it. Okay, that sounded really weird. There we go. But I like it a lot. You evolve it with a Thunderstone. Here we go. And what... Actually, I'm not going to say that because that spoils kind of what I'm going to be catching. Or it could give you a hint. And I've already given you enough hints in 2 episodes. Because I said I'm using 2 version exclusives, and there aren't that many version exclusives. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing. Let's see. Rash. Very good nature. What Rash does is it boosts its special attack, and it decreases its special defense. And this thing can't live a hit anyway, so I like that nature a lot for this. But I know I'm going to be cutting it short a little bit, but I'm going to call this episode off because we've had tons. We've had about, let's see, we had 7 new bios, we caught a new Pokemon, we advanced on the route, stuff like that. We did a lot in this episode. I know it might be kind of short, but I'm going to call it off for now. So, in the next episode, we will fight Gary Oak, actually, and I'll have Pikachu leveled up to around 7 or 8, and Bulbasaur should be at around level 10. So, I'll see you guys next time. This has been GameWalker100 signing out. Peace!